What if the exercises that feel the least exciting are actually the ones your body needs most? Because there are 6 specific holds that directly reverse the structural damage years of sitting, poor posture, and limited movement have done to your entire body. And the one most people skip isn't even an exercise, but it might be the most important piece of the entire routine. But if you ignore the hold that decompresses your spine and resets your shoulders after years of being hunched forward, none of the other work will stick. So what makes these moves different from the exercises everyone gravitates toward? And why does holding still under tension build more mobility than dynamic stretching ever could? Let's start with the hold that reverses the most common postural dysfunction in modern life. Your shoulders are supposed to sit back and down in a neutral position, designed to move freely overhead, rotate externally, and support your upper body without constant tension. But years of desk work, driving, and phone use have trained them to do the exact opposite. When you sit hunched over for hours every day, your shoulders round forward and your chest muscles stay shortened. Your upper back muscles get overstretched and weak. Over time, your body adapts to this position and forgets what normal shoulder mechanics feel like. That's called upper cross syndrome, and it's one of the main reasons people deal with chronic neck pain, shoulder impingement, and tension headaches. The dead hang fixes this by forcing your shoulders to decompress and your scapulas to engage in their natural position. You grab a pull-up bar with your hands just outside shoulder width. Let your entire body hang with your arms straight. Don't try to pull yourself up, don't engage your lats or squeeze your shoulder blades together. Just hang there and let gravity do the work. Your shoulders should feel like they're being pulled down away from your ears, creating space in the joint that's been compressed for years. Most people think they're hanging correctly, but they're not. If you want to know if you're doing this right, your shoulders should feel relaxed, not tense. Your neck should feel long, not scrunched. You should feel a stretch through your lats and the sides of your torso. If you feel your shoulders hiking up toward your ears, you're gripping too tight and engaging muscles that should be relaxed. Think about letting your shoulder blades spread wide and your entire upper body just hang loose. That mental cue forces the right positioning. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds to start. Do 3 sets with about 60 seconds of rest between each one. If you can't hang for 20 seconds yet, keep your feet lightly touching a box or bench below you for assistance. The point isn't how long you can hang. The point is accumulating time in this decompressed position so your body remembers what healthy shoulder mechanics feel like. By the way, I'll be sharing a recovery tool later in this routine that isn't even an exercise, but it's one of the most effective ways to undo years of spinal compression and restore the mobility you've lost. For now though, let's get into the second hold. If you've ever felt like you can't squat deep without your heels lifting off the ground, or your lower back rounding or falling backward completely, this hold is the fix. The deep squat hold retrains your body to access the hip and ankle mobility you were born with but have lost from decades of sitting in chairs. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes pointed slightly outward. Now drop down into the deepest squat position you can manage. Your goal is to get your hips below your knees while keeping your heels flat on the ground and your chest upright. Your arms can reach forward for balance or hold onto something sturdy in front of you. At the bottom of this position, just sit there. Don't bounce. Don't try to make it deeper by forcing anything. Just breathe and let gravity pull you down naturally. What you're doing is teaching your ankles to dorsiflex, your hips to open, and your spine to stay neutral in a position most adults can't access anymore. Every child in the world can sit in a deep squat comfortably. It's a natural resting position that humans have used for thousands of years, but modern life has stolen this from you. The longer you hold this position, the more your body will relax into it. Your hip flexors will release, your calves will lengthen, your adductors will stretch, and your nervous system will start to recognize this as a safe position instead of a threatening one. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Do 3 sets with rest between. And if you can't get into a full deep squat yet, that's fine. Elevate your heels on a small plate or book. Hold on to a door frame for support. Do whatever you need to do to get into the position and accumulate time there. What makes the deep squat different from other mobility work is that it addresses multiple joints simultaneously. Your ankles, knees, and hips all have to achieve specific ranges of motion for this position to happen. When you hold it consistently, all 3 joints adapt together, which creates functional mobility that actually transfers to real-life movements. Picking things up off the ground becomes easier. Getting in and out of a car feels smoother. Playing on the floor with kids or grandkids stops being something you avoid. Single-sided mobility imbalances are something most people don't address, and that's a problem. When you sit cross-legged, always cross the same leg. When you stand, you shift your weight to the same hip. When you sleep, you favor the same side. Over time, one hip develops better rotation than the other. One side gets tighter, the other side compensates, and your entire kinetic chain gets thrown off balance. The 90/90ths hip switch builds the internal and external rotation your hips desperately need while exposing and correcting the imbalances between sides. You sit on the floor with both legs bent at 90 degrees. Your right leg is in front of you with your knee pointing forward and your shin roughly perpendicular to your body. Your left leg is behind and to the side with your knee pointing left and your shin roughly parallel to your body. Both knees are bent at 90 degrees. Both feet are flexed. Now you hold this position. Your front leg is working external rotation. Your back leg is working internal rotation. The goal isn't to force yourself deeper into the position. The goal is to sit there and let your hips open naturally over time. Most people feel this intensely in one hip or the other. Whichever side feels tighter is the side that needs the most work. After holding for 30 to 45 seconds, lift your knees slightly and rotate your entire lower body to switch sides. Now your left leg is in front and your right leg is behind. Hold again for 30 to 45 seconds. Do 3 sets of switches. What you're feeling is your hip capsule opening and your rotator muscles lengthening. When your hips can't rotate properly, your knees and lower back have to compensate during every step you take. That compensation is what creates chronic knee pain and lower back stiffness. Training rotation directly like this eliminates the root cause instead of just treating the symptoms. And the unilateral nature of this hold ensures both hips develop equal mobility instead of letting your dominant side do all the work. Now, if these holds are clicking for you so far, you're starting to see what most stretching routines completely miss. That's exactly why I created Reboot Your Body. It takes this exact approach even further with a complete system of mobility work, stability training, and movement patterns that keeps your body feeling strong and pain-free long-term. It's designed for people dealing with chronic aches, stiff joints, and feeling like their body doesn't cooperate anymore. The 30-day program gives you the exact step-by-step system to move pain-free again, play with your kids or grandkids without limitation, and finally feel confident in what your body can do. Check the link in the description if you want the full toolkit that makes these results stick permanently. All right, let's keep moving. Hip flexor tightness is something almost everyone deals with, but most people stretch it the wrong way. They do standing lunges or quick dynamic stretches that barely touch the problem. The couch stretch hold actually opens up your hip flexors by putting them in a maximally lengthened position and holding tension there long enough for real adaptation to occur. You kneel down facing away from a couch or bench. Place your right knee on the couch seat with your shin going up the back of the couch. Your left foot is flat on the ground in front of you in a lunge position. Your right hip flexor is now in a deeply stretched position. Now here's the key. Squeeze your right glute as hard as you can. This posterior pelvic tilt is what actually creates the stretch in your hip flexor. Without that glute squeeze, you're just kneeling there getting nothing. Hold this position for 45 to 60 seconds while trying to keep your torso upright. Don't lean forward. Stay tall. Let the position do the work. Then switch sides and repeat on your left leg. The longer you hold this position, the more you'll feel your hip flexor releasing. That pulling sensation at the front of your hip is years of tightness finally letting go. And that wobble you feel trying to stay balanced, that's your stabilizing muscles waking up and learning to control this range of motion. Don't fight it. Let your body figure it out. Do 3 sets per side and accept that this is going to be uncomfortable. Discomfort is the price of undoing years of adaptation to sitting. What makes the couch stretch different from other hip flexor stretches is the intensity and duration. Quick stretches give your nervous system a temporary signal to relax, but the adaptation doesn't stick. Holding a deep stretch for 45 to 60 seconds forces structural changes in the muscle tissue and fascia. You're not just stretching, you're reorganizing the tissue and teaching your nervous system that this range of motion is safe and accessible. Overhead mobility is something most people lose without even realizing it. You stop reaching for things on high shelves. You avoid exercises that require arms overhead. You compensate by arching your lower back excessively whenever you do need to reach up. The wall slide builds the strength and mobility your shoulders need to move overhead without compensation. You stand with your back flat against a wall. Your feet are about 6 inches away from the wall. Press your lower back, your upper back, and the back of your head against the wall. Now raise your arms up with your elbows bent at 90 degrees like you're making a goalpost. Your elbows, forearms, and the backs of your hands should all be touching the wall. From this position, slowly slide your arms up the wall, straightening them overhead while trying to keep everything in contact with the wall. Most people will find their hands want to come forward off the wall as they reach higher. That's your shoulder mobility limitation showing itself. Go as high as you can while maintaining contact, then slowly slide your arms back down to the starting position. That's 1 rep. Do 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets. The goal isn't to force your arms overhead. The goal is to identify where your mobility stops and work at that edge consistently until your range improves. What you're doing is restoring scapular upward rotation and thoracic extension that sitting has locked down. When your shoulder blades can't rotate upward properly, your shoulder joint has to compensate by moving in ways it wasn't designed for. That compensation is what causes impingement, rotator cuff problems, and chronic shoulder pain. Training this pattern against the wall gives your nervous system the feedback it needs to relearn proper mechanics. The wall keeps you honest. You can't cheat by arching your back or letting your ribs flare forward like you can during overhead presses. This is the piece most people skip, and it's not even an exercise. It's a recovery tool. But if you've spent years sitting hunched over a desk, your mid-back, your thoracic spine is locked in a rounded position. That rounding doesn't just affect your posture. It limits your shoulder mobility, compresses your rib cage, makes it harder to breathe deeply, and forces your lower back to hyperextend to compensate. Foam rolling your thoracic spine with extension is one of the fastest ways to undo that damage. You place a foam roller horizontally on the ground and lie back on it so the roller is positioned across your mid-back right around your shoulder blade level. Your feet are flat on the floor with your knees bent. Place your hands behind your head for support. Now gently arch backward over the roller, extending your mid-back over it. This isn't a fast rolling motion. You're not rolling up and down your spine like you're massaging a sore muscle. You're using the roller as a fulcrum to extend your thoracic spine in the opposite direction of the rounded position it's been stuck in for years. Hold the extended position for 3 to 5 seconds, then relax, move the roller up or down an inch and repeat. Spend about 2 to 3 minutes working through your entire mid-back from your shoulder blades down to the bottom of your rib cage. What you're doing is restoring extension to a part of your spine that's supposed to move but has been locked in flexion. When your thoracic spine can't extend, your lower back compensates by overextending, which leads to pain and disc problems. Your shoulders compensate by rounding forward, which limits overhead range of motion and causes impingement. And the foam roller does something that stretching alone can't do. It applies direct pressure to the muscles and fascia surrounding your spine, breaking up adhesions and releasing tension that's been built up over time. You're not just stretching the tissue, you're reorganizing it and giving your nervous system permission to access ranges of motion it's been protecting you from. None of these moves are flashy, none of them will make you feel like you crushed a workout. But that's not the point. The point is building the mobility, stability, and structural integrity your body has been missing for years. The results won't show up in a day, but they will show up. Your shoulders will feel looser, your hips will open up, your lower back pain will decrease, your posture will improve without you even thinking about it. Here's how to put this all together into a routine you can actually stick with. 3 to 4 times per week, do this exact sequence. Dead hang for 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds. Rest 60 seconds between sets. Deep squat hold for 3 sets of 30 to 60 seconds. Use assistance if needed. Rest 60 seconds between sets. 90/90ths hip switches for 3 sets of 30 to 45 seconds per side. Rest between sets. Couch stretch hold for 3 sets of 45 to 60 seconds per side. This one burns, but it works. Wall slides for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Focus on quality over speed, and finish with thoracic spine foam, rolling with extension for 2 to 3 minutes total. The entire routine takes about 25 to 30 minutes. It's not fun, it's not exciting, but it fixes the mobility problems that are creating pain and limitation in your daily life. Do this consistently for 30 days, and your body will move differently. You'll notice it getting out of bed in the morning. You'll notice it reaching for something on a high shelf. You'll notice it playing on the floor with kids. weeks, the chronic tightness you've accepted as normal will start to fade. And don't forget to check out Reboot Your Body in the description if you want the complete system that builds on everything you're learning here. The results you're getting from these holds will stick permanently when you layer in the stability work and movement retraining that the full program provides.